Since the beginning of the year, Kazakhstan's GDP growth amounted to over 4%. Positive dynamics is observed in construction, which amounted to more than 12%, while trade has increased to 7.5%. In the manufacturing sector, which includes the engineering industry, growth is recorded at more than 18%, and in light industry at 19%. In addition, foreign trade turnover has also been increased and amounted to $70.5 billion. Export volumes have been estimated at nearly $43 billion. Kazakhstan is one of the main exporters of meat to Iran. The high-quality meat from Kazakhstan is in great demand in the country. Tehran imports about 40 to 60 tons of meat from Kazakhstan every week. The country plans to increase the purchase of more products from Kazakhstan in the near future. The free trade agreement between Kazakhstan and Iran has entered into force in October this year. Based on the agreement, Kazakhstan receives low import duties for over 800 goods. We began cooperating with Kazakhstan in the purchasing of lamb meat 1.5 years ago. We found a slaughterhouse in Jambil region and we made an investment into it and purchased modernized equipment for packaging and production. The cattle are slaughtered and the meat are frozen and packaged at the slaughterhouse. The whole process complies with the global sanitary and hygienic standards, and the product we receive is of the highest quality. If the production is brought to the industrial level, the price can be increased, and this can be beneficial to everyone involved. Kazakhstan is a rich country with stunning nature, and the lamb that is grown there is of the best quality. The World Bank and the Kazakh Ministry of Agriculture will launch a project for the sustainable development of livestock production from 2020 until 2024. The project will ensure Kazakhstan to become one of the key exporters of meat. The project also aims to increase the number of farms as well as the productivity of the sector. According to World Bank, the loan will be up to $500 million. It will provide support for the implementation of the Agro-Industrial Complex State Development Program.
Кредит Всемирного банка будет в развитии определенных индикаторов.
The loan from the World Bank will be allocated to certain areas such as the creation of new small and medium-sized farms in rural areas as well as the development of beef cattle breeding by training the small and medium-sized farmers. This will bring the improvement in the veterinary service, traceability in the meat industry, and ensuring the quality of meat products. As part of the project, there will also be investments for improving pastures and the forage base.
Предусмотрено инвестиции для улучшения пастбищ, для улучшения кормовой базы.
The United States held its first public hearing as part of the impeachment process of Donald Trump. The testimony was made by acting U.S. Ambassador to Ukraine, William Taylor, and the Deputy Assistant Secretary for European and Eurasian Affairs, George Kent. The procedure lasted for nearly 6 hours. Adam Schiff, chairman of the Intelligence Committee, also shared his opinion at the hearing. In his view, he said that Trump has sought to achieve his personal political interests to the detriment of U.S. national security. Wildfires are raging in northeast Australia. At the moment, 4 victims were killed in the fire. Previously, 3 victims were reported dead. According to the fire service in the state of New South Wales, 61 wildfires were recorded in the state. Nearly 150 residentials were destroyed by the fire. More than 800 firefighters and rescuers were sent to extinguish the fires. However, the weather conditions are making it very difficult to mitigate the natural disaster. Austria is experiencing heavy snowfall. The authorities of the affected regions in the country have blocked a number of highways for safety reasons. 40 centimeters of snow fell every day. Schools and kindergartens are closed in several cities. The United States Congress has formed a group of Friends of Kazakhstan. An official event took place on this occasion. The group is a 2-party structure led by Congressmen Steve Chabot, Gregory Meeks, and Robert Edelholt. The creation of the group is an important step to further strengthening of the expanded strategic partnership between Kazakhstan and the US. A group of friends in the US dates back to the 18th century, when it was a gathering of persons who came together to achieve a common political goal. Currently, the group is being recognized in the legislature in the US. There are a Democratic group and Republican group. The second consultative meeting between the leaders of Central Asia countries will be held in the capital of Uzbekistan on November 27th. The countries will discuss a number of topics on trade cooperation, border territories, and regional security. The upcoming meeting will be a continuation of the recent Astana Club meeting in Nur Sultan, where topics related to the fight against nuclear weapons, terrorism, and extremism were discussed. In an exclusive interview with Kazakh TV, former President of Afghanistan Hamid Karzai said that the Shanghai Cooperation Organization should take the lead in the fight against terrorism in Eurasia.
We had a good opportunity of then convening in the evening in a small group on thinking about what to project for our next session and what ideas should come forward, especially the idea of making the world a nuclear-free world, where the threat of nuclear weapons are gone, where just like the example of Kazakhstan, that unilaterally disarmed and removed its nuclear weapons.
The European Commission presented a training program for Afghan women in Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. The joint project is introduced by the United Nations with the support of European Union. The European Union has allocated €2 million for the project. During the presentation of the project, Kazakh Deputy Foreign Minister Roman Vasilenko said that the first training program of 1,000 citizens of Afghanistan was initiated by the first president of Kazakhstan, Nursultan Nazarbayev, in 2010. The European Commission and the UN highly spoke about Kazakhstan's contribution to rebuild Afghanistan. In total, Kazakhstan has invested more than $80 million in medical and educational centers in Afghanistan, as well as in repairing roads and bridges.
В Казахстан уже прибыла первая группа афганских девушек. Это 30 человек.
The first group of Afghan girls has arrived in Kazakhstan. 30 girls are studying at the Almaty University of Management. We expect that this is only the first step of the program, so that over time, after seeing the success of this program, our European colleagues will decide to expand this program by increasing the number of Afghan women who will study in the neighboring countries of Afghanistan at the expense of the EU. Then the girls can return and help to rebuild their country.
We work very much with Afghanistan. You have to know that we are the second donor after the US for Afghanistan. We have a huge budget, but we also think that Afghanistan should be integrating in a regional context, and that's where Kazakhstan and also Uzbekistan play a role. So it's a pilot project, this one, but it's just hopefully, and inshallah, I would say, the beginning of a longer term cooperation, in particular for Afghan women. Preparing the future, we are discussing with the governments, and hopefully after next year we will start a new package.
Bishkek hosted the Days of Kazakh Medicine Forum. Doctors and scientists from the two republics held meetings in order to exchange their professional experiences at the event. The event participants held discussions on their achievements in medicine, innovations in healthcare, and training of medical personnel. The first president of Kazakhstan has set a goal to increase the budget allocations for medicine, science, and education sectors to 10% of GDP. This year, President Kassym-Jomart Tokayev announced that the expenditure for healthcare will increase from 3.2% to 5% by 2025 from the total economic income. 60% of the budget will be allocated to primary care and disease prevention. The experience of Kazakhstan in medicinal development is important for Kyrgyzstan. The technological healthcare sector in the republic is at a high level. The state support for the medical sector ensures that the services of doctors are accessible to the entire population of Kazakhstan. In addition, there are many Kyrgyz residents who chose Kazakh doctors for quality medical treatment.
Действительно, многие наши киргизские граждане тоже
Indeed, our Kyrgyz citizens go there to receive the medical treatment. If the service is affordable and accessible, then it is more or less profitable. Therefore, I think we need to work very closely and engage in mutual partnership with each other in this regard. The meeting of medical specialists provides an opportunity for the medical health practitioners to outline the main areas of healthcare development. Tenge, the currency of Kazakhstan, will mark its 26th anniversary on November 15th. The introduction of the currency gave a decisive impetus not only to the development of market relations, but also to the formation of effective financial system of the state. Moreover, the formation of the tenge also became an important and integral part of strengthening Kazakhstan's independence. First samples, archival documents and important materials dedicated to the formation, development and evolution of the currency of Kazakhstan are being presented at an exhibition held in Nur-Sultan.
Наша выставка называется «Тенге. Символ независимости».
Our exhibition is called Tenge, a symbol of independence. In this case, the currency symbolizes the economic independence of Kazakhstan. At the exhibition, we display different interesting materials, such as the first banknotes of the tenge, souvenir coins, as well as materials from the Soviet and pre-Soviet period. I think the exhibition will be very interesting for residents and visitors of the city. Unique burials were discovered in Aktobe region. Gold elements of a headdress, horse riding equipment, as well as household objects were found in the burial ground. Based on the assumption of archaeologists, the ancient artifacts date back to the Sarmatians period, while the burial itself may belong to their leader. However, the exact information about the discovery could only be known in the next few years due to the complications of the research, given that the burial was looted. The ancient artifacts that were found were sent to a special lab where the objects will be researched and then donated to a museum. These artifacts are very valuable for us. This one may be the part of a horse saddle, and this one is probably the headdress. We brought these objects here. We will conduct special research in the laboratory and find out the nature of their origin. We will also carry out restoration work.
Для того, чтобы максимально полностью
We have completely cut this out together as much as we can with the land block, a monolith, in order to obtain the full information and understand it. There will be a cameral processing procedure that will be conducted, which means that a layer of the land will slowly be removed and the gold items will be cleaned in the laboratory. So far, we still don't know what is inside this object, so we will do radiography and the specialists will restore it. Talented Kazakh performer Yerjan Maksim is actively preparing for Junior Eurovision Song Contest, which will take place in the city of Gliwice, Poland on November 24th. Yerjan will perform Armanan Kalma song at the international competition. Experts have thought about the image that Yerjan will take on. The singer will showcase two different outfits on stage by wearing layered clothing. Experts said that both of Yerjan's looks will showcase national themes.
Дизайн нашего костюма
The costume is designed by stylist, artist and fashion designer from Kiev. It was difficult for him to sew the costume in Almaty because Yerjan is able to be here and try it on. The designer has developed everything technically and made all the drawings. He controls the process remotely from Kiev.
Сделал все, как это, контролирует процесс даже удаленно.
Nur-Sultan has recently opened the second private exhibitions of Sirim Musirep, a new look dedicated to the Year of Youth in Kazakhstan. The concept of the exhibition is modern Kazakh culture in the modern world. In total, about 30 artworks are presented at the event, including various paintings and sculptures that are named as perseverance and faith. The artist said that these characteristics are very much needed by the young generation today.
Бұл көрменің негізгі мақсаты бұл өнер шындықтан туындайды.
The main goal of my exhibition is to create the art from the truth. Art should be clear and true. The project is organized based on this topic. These are the works which will give a great impetus and a sense of art to the youth in order to give them a new direction and inspiration.
өнердің бір шекпенін жаңа көзқарасқа, жаңа бағытқа қарай итермелеп көрсететіндей туындылар.
The young sculptor said that the best works can be made only when a rich spiritual world is made available. At the same time, the art master continues to be attentive to his works. The artist hopes that every art lover will understand his ideas.